What's up, all my horror fanatics out there? Welcome back to Late Night Frights. I'm your horror host for this evening, the Jay Sloan or Jordan, back here to do another video for you. And yeah, guys, this week we have a very cool theme planned, and I'm going to be kickstarting that, and I will tell you guys what it is. It's a remake theme of 2014, and basically the basis of the theme, we are picking our favorite remake and our least favorite remake, and we are going to explain why we like our favorite and why we dislike our least favorite. It's not necessarily a review, but I will give a basic synopsis point of the film. But one thing I want you guys to keep in mind, this is strictly my opinion. This is not the official best or the official worst. And this is just our opinion, so please respect that. So, tomorrow will be obviously All Random Things and Horror Boy 101, Monster Mash 339, and Chris Brock. They will be talking about their favorite and their least favorite, so that should be good, so stay tuned for that. But today, guys, I'm going to be showing you my favorite remake of all time and my most hated remake of all time. So, diving into this, my favorite remake of all time, I put a lot of thought into this. It's been my favorite for years, and I absolutely love this remake. And it is a 2006 remake of The Hills Have Eyes. Now, the original Hills Have Eyes was made by the classic, one of the best horror directors of all time, Wes Craven. But to me, the remake surpasses the original in every way. Now, I know there are some people who feel the same way, and I know there's some people who disagree with that 100%. But I just absolutely love this movie, and I'm going to explain why. So, the original film, you know, I liked it, but I felt there were so many points that just were not explored, and so many things that I just wish I could have seen. And it was fulfilled with this. This was dirty. It was gritty. It was dark. You know, it was a lot better acted, I felt, than the original film. And that doesn't mean I respect Wes Craven any less. He's still a master of horror. He's up there with Carpenter, Hooper, Hitchcock, you know, different Clive Barker. He's up there with so many great horror directors. But I just prefer this movie. I really do. I really enjoyed the remake. Like I said, the acting is really good. I think the father in the film, the youngest father, has a very good turning point at the end of the film, which we don't necessarily get to see in the original. But I just think it's an awesome movie. One of the best, the best remake to me. And I've heard a lot of people say it's one of their favorite remakes as well. I just really like it, guys. I don't know what else to say other than it's creepy, it's eerie. The effects are really good. All the practicals on the mutated people look really good. And the story arc is good. You get to see a family literally go through hell, and then the guy that you would not expect come out on top. And I really think that's a good story. And I just think it works a lot better, at least for me anyway, than the original film did. So if you haven't seen this movie yet, obviously it was made in 2006. I would check the original one out first just to see, you know, watch the original two, then watch the remake and the sequel to the remake. But it's basically about this family that are the head of the family, like the mother and father, like the oldest couple in the family, are going on their anniversary, and they get stuck in the New Mexico desert. They pretty much hit something. They kind of wreck their vehicle. They have like a little wreck, and they're stranded in the New Mexico desert, and people are slowly starting to see people, like there are people in the hills, and it's really creepy. The rape scene's pretty brutal, although it's not, you know, I spit on your grave or anything, but it is pretty brutal. But yeah, guys, I love this movie. I love the outcome. I love the plot. I love the acting. I love everything about this movie. That's why it's my favorite horror remake of all time. And there's so many more remakes that I love, and then there are some that I hate. So I hate diving into this topic. Actually, you know what? I don't hate it. It's fun talking about movies that you hate sometimes, although it is a big downer. So I've told you my favorite remake of all time. Now, let's dive into my least favorite remake of all time. And I'm going to try to keep this in a 10 to 15 minute time span. I have a lot to say about this movie, but I've already said it numerous times on my channel and on Late Night Frights. So, yeah, if you want an in-depth review on this movie, definitely check it out on my channel. Halloween, the 2007 remake, made by Rob Zombie. I really don't know what to say. I really loved Rob Zombie's earlier work. You know, his early work, House of a Thousand Corpses, The Devil's Rejects. but this was a total failure in my opinion, and I will explain why. Many of you who watch my channel and or watch Late Night Frights, you know my favorite horror film of all time is the 1978 classic Halloween, much like everyone else. I've talked about this numerous times. And Rob Zombie just completely shit on this movie, in my opinion. I have never liked this remake. I don't see it fit to give Michael Myers a full backstory and make him a trauma, very traumatic, well, not dramatic, very, like, he's went through so much trauma in his life that he has turned into a serial killer. I didn't find that necessary. It was one of the great things with the original film where it was creepy, it was eerie, you did not know those things, and I didn't need to know those things. Rob Zombie's vision for Halloween just definitely wasn't there. He had no intention of making a good film while making Halloween. He did not want Halloween. He wanted to do something else, and I won't dive into that, but he did not respect Halloween. And to remake a film, a classic horror film, my favorite horror film of all time, I think is the greatest horror film of all time, that would be an honor. That would be a respectable thing. That would be something that you would love going into, but not Rob Zombie. He criticized Donald Pleasance's work, which is something you don't do while casting Malcolm McDowell as fucking Dr. Loomis. Malcolm McDowell was awesome in A Clockwork Orange, but this is not a Stanley Kubrick film. This is Halloween, and he did not pull off Dr. Samuel Loomis at all. The chick who played Laurie, Scout Taylor Compton, she just didn't do it good. She just wasn't believable. She was 10 times worse, though, in the Halloween 2 2009 film. But this whole movie was just a flop, in my opinion. Casting, what's his name? You gotta forgive me, I'm not too knowledgeable on this film because I hate it. Casting, I think his name, Tyler Mane, as Michael Myers. He's this big giant. That's not the character of Michael Myers. The cool thing about the original 78 Halloween, and all the way up until Halloween Resurrection, even though I still hate that movie, Michael Myers wasn't necessarily a giant. He is a giant in this movie. That's one thing that made him creepy. He was like a normal-sized guy, especially in the original film. And this just took it out of proportion. He was too brutal. That's not who Michael Myers is. He's not Jason, and to be like so brutal like he was in this movie. And trust me, I like brutal kills, but he just killed randomly. Like in this movie, just some of the kills made no sense to me. They were out of place. They were wacky. They just didn't deserve to be there. And this movie was just a terrible movie. That's all I can really say about the movie. Bad directing, bad acting. They tried to fuck the story up. They tried to give him a backstory. Oh, he was abused and he had a traumatic life and all this thing. No, I mean, that's just not the way to take Michael Myers. It was a flop. It didn't work for me, and it's my least favorite remake of all time. Many people know that. Being such a huge fan of the original, it's no surprise that I dislike this movie, and many fans of the original dislike this movie as well. So I don't think it's like, oh, a big shocker that Jay Sloan doesn't like the Halloween remake. Everyone knows that. I just had to vent a little bit and tell you guys how much I hate this movie. And, yeah, guys, it's just not good. One of my other problems with the movie is the mask. It's just a terrible mask. Everyone knows the 78 and 81 masks, the H2 or the H1 and H2 masks are the best in the series, in my opinion. But the rotted mask or the rotten mask, whatever you want to say, it just didn't work for me. It's just the movie, guys, is just terrible, in my opinion. And here it says, reestablishes Mr. Zombie's status as modern American horror's most eccentric and surprising filmmaker. Yeah, one of the most frightening stab-a-thons of recent years. I'm without words, guys. I don't know what to say, what else I can possibly say about this movie other than it's a piece of shit. So, there you go, guys. This is my favorite remake of all time and my least favorite remake of all time. Please comment below. Tell me what you think. Did you like this movie? Did you hate this movie? Did you like this movie? Or did you hate this movie? I would really like to know, guys, so comment below. And we appreciate your comments. So thank you for watching Late Night Frights, guys. Give us a sub if you haven't already. And yeah, check out our Facebook and our website. I will try to put a link in the description below. Stay tuned tomorrow. All Random Things will be talking about his favorite and his least favorite remake of all time. So until next time, guys, comment, subscribe, and as always, keep it horror. Peace.